Hey everybody, I hope you're all well. So this week I'm doing a review on a couple of eco-friendly alternatives for varnishing and fixing your paintings and your work. So the first one I'm going to test out is the Natural Earth Paints varnish. I think it's just called natural varnish. So it's suitable for use, they say, on canvas, on oil, covering oils and acrylics, so using on canvas or wood surfaces. Not really suitable for use on papers, but you wouldn't really need it for that anyway, because usually watercolours we put behind glass. But because I tend to use watercolours on canvas, I do think I do need a fixative, because sometimes with the soil pigments you can get flaking off as the soil kind of I suppose it just, the pigments just degenerate and they just crumble. Even that's if I've used them directly without watercolor and I've used them really thick. Over time they could start to disintegrate. So, and also because I've used watercolor, I want it sealed so it's protected from people's fingerprints and dust and things like that on the canvas. So I found this, which is, I don't know whether that's going to focus, Spectafix, and it says that it's odor-free, non-toxic, all natural, all media, and it's perfect for soft pastel, pan pastel, oil pastel, chalk, conti, I don't know what that is, coloured pencil, graphite, charcoal, ink, markers, mixed media. And then on the back it says that it's non-toxic, workable, fully archival fixative for soft and oil pastel, charcoal, coloured pencils, graphite, chalk, gouache, watercolour or any other delicate media. And it works on paper, canvas, yupo. Anyone tell me what yupo is? Glass, ceramic, stone, leather, wood, fabric, not washable. And you can also use it under oil paints or acrylics to prevent underdrawings from smudging or to layer in other media, but it's not suitable as a final varnish on top of oils or acrylics. And it says it's made from an antique recipe used by French artist Edgar Degas in the 1800s. Spectafix is favoured by professional artists for its unique ability to permanently hold pigments without dulling colours, and because it is all natural and odour free. So you can use it indoors because it's all natural and odour free. It's not lethal to aquatic life, which is what a lot of spray fixatives and adhesives say on the back of the can if you have a look. And you also, some of them you can't even spray indoors because they're not safe to inhale. So why are we using things like this? You know, surely it's better to use things that aren't toxic when we inhale them, really. That said, some of the natural pigments, just breathing in dust on a regular basis is not good for your lungs regardless. But so I always wear a mask if I'm grinding pigments, if I'm doing a lot of it in a couple of days, but that's the same for anything. And it's not something that I'm not making pigments and smashing rocks every day, so it's not so bad. So let's give this a try. I have I'll just show you a test piece. This is just a mixed media piece that I did as a test, really. The canvas is cardboard, which I layered up, and on the top, do you remember a while ago I did a video of how you can make tissue paper a lot heavier and thicker, and how you can put things in between the sheets and create interesting effects? Well, that's what I did here. So this was tissue paper that came from old packaging, and in between it I had these floral sequins, and I put them in between the two sheets of tissue paper and glued it down using wallpaper paste, glued them together, and it made a really nice sheet of tissue paper, which I then stuck onto the cardboard, and just to see if I could paint over it with my natural pigment watercolours, and I can. It worked out quite well. And the cardboard canvas as a canvas was absolutely fine. The only thing with it is that I didn't flatten it, so if you can see, it has warped a little. So if I was going to, I've got a piece of cardboard canvas that I'm preparing now, but what I'm going to do before I paint on it is just put it under some books or heavyweights or something, just to flatten it before I start painting on it. So let's give it a go. I need to give it a good shake, and it says, let me just have a check, it says unscrew the spray head, oh no, that's if it gets blocked, sorry, hold the bottle at least 18 centimetres from your vertical artwork, so it has to be upright, and spray very light layers, allowing a few minutes to dry in between layers. And it says also occasionally spraying your project whilst you're working on it is better than only spraying at the end. So basically, whilst you're painting, maybe if you finish painting for a day and you need to go back to it and still do some more work, spray fix it then, and apparently you can still go back in and work on it after that, which I haven't tested yet, but I'm going to do that just to see how that works with my watercolours. I guess it just makes the fixative a bit better. So I'm going to use the string and hold it upright. Doesn't smell bad, doesn't smell strong at all. It's absolutely fine. It hasn't changed the colours or anything. So this one is obviously a fixative and sealant. It's not a varnish. So this is for use on, as I say, but it's not going to, like varnishes, the varnish that I used the other day, they usually make the colours look stronger and bring the colours out a little bit more. But this won't do that. It will just keep it as it is. And it's actually fine. It's sprayed fine. It's misted okay. So I'm going to hang that up to dry again. And I think that that is now safe to use on my finished painting. Let me show you, I did do a little reel of this one. This is the one I was working on. It's a really big piece and it's directly onto canvas. So it does need fixing. So I shall do that. And this is the piece that I did with the varnish. I did that while I was at the studio the other day. So you can see before I varnished it, it had quite a chalky, it taken on quite a light chalky appearance. This one is my natural pigments directly onto canvas, ungessoed. Or actually, did I gesso it? No, I don't think I did. Directly onto canvas with natural pigments and acrylic medium. So it's literally just the powders mixed with some acrylic medium that I had and painted directly on. So it's quite textured, which is why I felt it needed varnishing. I don't know whether you can see the texture there. You can't really, but these bits there are texture. Some lumps there. So I varnished it and it has made it a lot darker. It's really brought out the colours. I poured out far too much varnish for such a small piece, but I managed okay, and it's worked fine. So this was just a test piece just to see how it works, and it's fine. It's a matte finish, it's not a sheen, and what I really like about it is that you can't see any strokes, any brush strokes anywhere. You can see it's got a slight sheen, but it's a matte finish, it's not a gloss. And I think it's worked really well. I also varnished the sticks while I was at it because I'd spilt so much varnish. and use so much. So there you go. 2 non-toxic, eco-friendly, sustainable things that you can add to your art instead of the toxic ones, because they still work and they're good. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.